Perhaps you feel stalled in your career, you lost a promotion, or you're unsure of your capabilities. I'll give you a very easy process that will get you the promotion you want in just 5 minutes a day. My name is Martin Lanik. I am an organizational psychologist and author of the business bestseller, The Leader Habit. What sort of results can you expect? 4 out of 5 people who tried my approach received the promotion they wanted. They averaged an 18% increase in salary, and 79% of them became stronger performers in their jobs. If they can do it, so can you. But before we dive into my formula, let me walk you through a scenario that may feel very familiar. You wake up excited. You put on your special clothes that you laid out last night and rush to meet with your boss. You have a good feeling about this one. You've been in management for a while. It feels like you know the ins and outs of your company, and you've been itching for the next move. The opportunity you've been eyeing just opened up, and your gut says, I've got what it takes. So you walk into your office, chit-chat with your boss, and then the dreaded words come out of his mouth. I don't think you're ready. Your real frustration is that this is not the first time you're hearing these words. You've heard them before, but you know they're wrong. You've tried everything you could think of to get ready for your next move. You've been to every leadership class you could find. You read all the New York Times business bestsellers. And here you are again, supposedly not ready. So what do you do now? You could just quit. Of course, you could try your luck elsewhere, but odds are that you'll end up in a similar situation all over again. If you're not in mid-level management now, it's highly unlikely that another organization would give you that job. You'd be a big risk. So you decide not to quit, at least not today. A few weeks go by and you meet the new guy. You know, the one who took your job. What does he have that you don't? You ask him questions. You investigate, perhaps even interrogate a bit, and then it hits you. It must be the 3 letters behind his name. Sorry, wrong slide. I have a PhD and I can tell you that no one cares about it. It won't make you promoted. Because the only real 3 letters that matter in business are MBA. That's correct. These 3 letters are what's separating you from your next promotion. If you could only get an MBA, they'll guarantee your next move. So you ask around, find the right business school, write the check, buy your books, and off you go climbing the corporate ladder. If only it was that easy. Before you make the $80,000 investment, let's pause a bit. What is it your boss said exactly? You don't have an MBA? Or did he say something else entirely? If I remember correctly, he said, I don't think you're ready. Let me translate that for you. What your boss really meant to say is, you're not acting the part. When making these sorts of decisions, we rely on mental shortcuts. We use our observations of people as a glimpse into their future potential. How do you know that someone's ready to play the violin for the New York Philharmonic? You'd observe them. How do you know that someone's ready to play for the Steelers? You'd observe them. And how do you know that someone's ready to step into a bigger role? You'd observe them. So if you want to play the violin for the New York Philharmonic, then start acting like one. Practice your scales and perfect your technique. If you want to play for the Steelers, then start acting like one. Practice your runs and perfect your kicks. And if you want a director role, then start acting like one. Practice your strategic thinking and perfect your leadership. As you move up in the organization, certain skills like strategic thinking become more important. And this is exactly what people look for when deciding if you're ready for a bigger role. If you can show that you think strategically, you'll give them a glimpse into your future potential. You'll start acting the part. So what does it look like when leaders think strategically? Over the course of several years, we studied 800 executives from around the world. We tested them in a simulation and observed them under a microscope, so to speak. And we identified the most important micro behaviors of successful leaders. These are exactly the behaviors that tell people this person is ready to move up. Let me give you a couple examples. As a manager, your job is to put out fires. You deal with day-to-day operations problems. But to show your leadership potential, you've got to change that. You've got to look at everyday issues in a new light. And you can train yourself to do this in just 5 minutes a day. After discussing an internal operations problem, remind your team that you're ultimately solving the problem for your customers. For example, a school principal might say, this is ultimately a solution for the parents and students at this school. Another way to demonstrate your strategic thinking is to think long-term. And here's a simple 5-minute exercise to do that. After discussing a project in an email or a meeting, state how it will be different in 3 to 5 years. For example, when discussing plans for a new website, you could say, in 3 to 5 years, we will probably have all customizations incorporated into the online buying experience so that customers can purchase fully customized products without ever interacting with our reps. When you first try one of these exercises, it may feel awkward and unnatural. It may even feel like you're faking these behaviors. But as you continue to practice, you'll gain proficiency. The exercise will become easier and feel more natural. Eventually, it'll become a habit and you'll catch yourself doing the behavior without having to think about it. That's when you know you made it. You built a new skill. So how long does this process take? 66 days. On average, it takes 66 days for a behavior to cement and become your habit. Just think to when you last moved houses. How long did it take you to remember where you put your keys? About 2 months. Perhaps you trained yourself to put your keys on the kitchen counter after walking into your new house. But you practiced that behavior for 2 months until it became automatic. And now you always remember where you put your keys. An MBA will certainly increase your business knowledge. You'll dive into accounting, finance, marketing, and economics. But it won't change your behavior, because that can only be achieved through deliberate practice. If you really want to show your boss that you're ready to move up, pick one exercise and find 5 minutes today to practice. In just 2 months, you'll notice that what once felt awkward now feels completely natural. You're now acting the part, and your boss will soon recognize it. This is how you get ready for your next promotion in just 5 minutes a day. So the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get there.